It's been a pretty dreadful summer here so far, and now it's actually sunny, so we're doing this outside and just soak in the little sun that we get. And doesn't that fit really well with talking about darkness? I was still playing with my first band, and we had been developing over the years, and we were kind of at the point where I felt that this is actually starting to sound like proper music, and we were still playing death metal. The thing was that like around 94, 95, the death metal scene, I wouldn't say it was dying out, but bands were moving in a different direction, and not really what I wanted to, or what I liked, I should say. And at the same time, black metal started to show up more and more. I was still trying to do something with the band, but it was just starting to dissolve. People were moving in different directions. So yeah, it was really a pity, and I always wanted to play live a lot and stuff like that, be out and concerts, do things like that, and with the band dying, I just saw that part of reality just kind of disappear. Black metal started to show up more and more, and Ariok, the of a Funeral Mist, we grew up in the same place. We were hanging out in the weekends, and there were these other people from nearby that I started hanging out with. So like we were a little group of people, and it started. Like, everyone was into death metal. I was actually we were hanging out much before this as well, but we were going to concerts all the time. But Ariok was kind of the first one that started like moving towards black metal instead, and the rest of us didn't really know what it was. Ariok was playing with Funeral Mist eventually at some point, and this is of course what led them to come and record in my studio. So it was through him. The other guys I think were from southern parts of Stockholm or whatever. We weren't from the same area at all, so I'd never met. They came over, they recorded. The recording session was very likely it was just one day. There were 4 of them back then, 2 guitar players, Ariok playing bass, Ariok and this other guy alternating on vocals, and then a drummer. I do have some actually vivid memories of it. The guitar player, I think it actually shows up in a picture here, but I remember Ariok talking at some point about the guitar player, that his guitar looked like a fishing lure, which I thought was pretty funny. I was quite impressed, I have to say, with the music. Anyone who has heard this demo knows that maybe it's a bit more like Emperor style, progressive, which kind of went along with my liking for progressive music in general. Like with death metal bands, I was really into death and things like that. So the more complicated, the better. So I liked that. I thought it was kind of I think the Dark Funeral EP was out around the same time, which had a kind of a similar impact on me. It was a bit of a crossover sort of thing, from not into this most simple style of black metal, but a little bit more progressive. So I really liked that, and I thought the Funeral Mist stuff was kind of similar direction. So it caught my attention a lot. Also around the same time, and now I'm not entirely sure if this was before or after, but I think it was after. So we had a town festival in Stockholm called Vattenfestivalen, the water festival. And actually now, like thinking back on it, I think that had a bit of an interesting impact on the scene, because everyone was out. Like everyone in Stockholm, everyone went out. So everyone was hanging out in Kungsträdgården. So it's people from like different parts of the scene, like or different parts of Stockholm. Like people you would normally just meet on concert, or probably just meet in a glance and not even talk to, but now it was a bit like everyone meeting up in one place. So I have to say that probably had some sort of impact on things. The funeral mist guys were a new acquaintance to me, but with that festival and with like meeting up with them, it led to that I met up with other people from other parts of Stockholm. Like before that, I had been very much like just like in my community, and I didn't know anyone from the outside. So that's kind of like when I started getting some contacts on the outside as well.
Did you get paid for this job?
Yeah, and that's where I make the distinction between just the hobby thing and the actual start of the studio. I got paid for this. I think I got 500 crowns, roughly equivalent of $50, 50 euros ish, I think. And so yeah, it was my first like paid recording them. But yeah, that's how that whole thing started, like my journey into the black metal scene. I always wanted to have more professional stuff, always. It was just a matter of, I mean, I couldn't afford anything. So I had to get by with what I had, but definitely I wanted to expand. And as I touched upon in the previous video, I probably even at this point I still didn't have the ambition of like just actually running like a professional studio. And also if you look at, and it's maybe not so much content for this video, since the only recording I did was the Funeral Mist demo. So like how could I build on that? I had no idea at that point that it was gonna turn into something. But I mean, something that I could get a little bit of money for was a good thing. What also happened in '95 was after the Funeral Mist recorded the demo, I can't remember exactly when, but I was asked if I wanted to play drums with them. No idea why the other drummer was quitting, but or if they fired him, I can't remember. And I saw this a bit as an opportunity, in part, of course, because I really liked the band, but also that they were playing live shows. And as I mentioned, like I wanted to be in that, but I just didn't have any way of getting out and playing anymore, since the band didn't do anything. So I thought this was a really good opportunity, get to start playing with a band on a slightly higher level who were actually doing stuff. The irony of that, of course, is that after I joined, the band never played live. But we did rehearse. We started rehearsing actually at my place. We did rehearse with a full lineup with all the guys, and that went on into '96.